Okay. Okay. I think that worked. I think I found the right button. Someone hop in the comments and let me know if you can hear me now. Hopefully you can hear me. I think I did it. I'm not the greatest with technology. But thank you everybody for watching and letting me know that there wasn't any sound. So I'm hoping that there's some sound now. Okay, perfect. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. I can circle back and do all of that over again. Okay, great. So hopefully you're able to kind of see what I was talking about. I apologize that there wasn't any sound, but I got it fixed here. We're watching that severe thunderstorm warning that's going through Wabasha and into Winona County here this evening. This one has been sticking in Wisconsin so far. Now here in the last half hour, it's kind of moved further right across the Mississippi River into Minnesota here. So again, sorry if this is a repeat for some of you. At least we'll have sound now and we can kind of walk through it here. Okay, let's dive on in once again. We're going to talk about the severe thunderstorm warning here in Wabasha County and in Winona County. National Weather Service has this warning in effect until 10 o'clock tonight. And if the storm continues to stay fairly strong as it has been so far this evening, I would not be surprised to see another warning issued further downstream, extending into Winona County and into Houston County. So this severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for 60-mile-per-hour winds and 1.5-inch hail, so about ping pong to golf ball size hail. As we look at that hail core, we'll zoom in a little bit further. This is kind of right between Wabasha and the Kellogg area. And actually, this is a little bit more on the east side of Kellogg. So I think it's shifted a little bit further. But right now, radar estimated golf ball size hail, some very large hail. This is really riding right along the Mississippi River. So if you've got friends, family, maybe enjoying the water on this nice day, give them a quick call, let them know that this is coming their way. Wabasha, you are now in the clear. Probably just some showers and thunderstorms lingering, but the worst of it's pretty much out of Wabasha. Kellogg, you're still in the thick of it. Buffalo City, still looking at some light hail there, some small hail, but that thunderstorm kind of overhead. Minneska, heads up, this is really right moving into your doorstep here this evening. Right along Highway 61, right there on the Mississippi Riverside, really just kind of straddling the state line there between Minnesota and Wisconsin. Okay, this latest scan has a little bit weaker in that hail core. Still registering ping pong though, so still some very large hail. So we'll see. I know we've seen lately a lot of our storms have kind of pulsed, so they kind of weaken a little bit, but then they strengthen back up. So kind of like popcorn, where they just kind of pop right up and kind of pulse that way. But at last check, this severe thunderstorm warning was moving southeast at 40 miles per hour. So we can put this back on radar, and I'll put a track on it for you guys so you can kind of see where it is. This is kind of heading towards Fountain City right now, Buffalo City overhead, looking at that storm rolling through right now. And I probably should zoom out here. Okay. Okay, so here's what we have. Glencoe about 9:34, so probably in the next 5 minutes. Goodview about 9:45. Winona about 9:50. Hart a little after, just right about 10 o'clock, and then Houston about 10:15. That's kind of what we're looking at a storm track here for the next 50 minutes. The storm is moving to the southeast here about 40 miles per hour. So that's a look at our track there. Getting some hail reports from the Wabasha area. Awesome, awesome. Good to know. Okay, so again, we will continue to watch this cell here this evening as it continues to ride along the Mississippi Riverside. So again, if you're right along Wabasha to Winona County here, right along the Mississippi Riverside, heads up this thunderstorm. continue to keep its strength, and that will continue to move to the southeast here as the evening continues. So we're going to continue to watch that very closely, but as you can see, aside from that one cell, everyone is dry, everyone is clear, everyone is quiet here at this point in time. So I think I will kind of segue on to what we're looking at for tonight, extending into the weekend. But you can see here, even at a wide view, things are pretty quiet for us here off much of southeast Minnesota, northeast Iowa. The next thing that we're going to be watching is off to the west. We're going to be keeping an eye on the northwest area, part of the state. You can see those thunderstorms coming out of the Fargo area, North Dakota, coming from South Dakota. We're going to be watching the threat for some thunderstorms overnight into early Friday. The big question will be, how strong will they be? And that's something that we'll have to kind of wait to see. Can those severe storms that are off to our northwest, can those sustain themselves to get here in southeast Minnesota, northeast Iowa? So I wouldn't be surprised maybe to see a couple stronger thunderstorms tomorrow morning. Biggest concerns for our area would be some large hail, some strong damaging winds, should we see anything more elevated for our area overnight into Friday morning. So we're going to watch off to the west here, continue to keep an eye on that as we look forward. So I'm going to put things into motion here with Future Track for you guys. Keep an eye on Future Track here. Next few hours, we're going to watch that. I think as we get towards about 2 a.m., we'll be watching some storms building in from the west, and then we'll be watching storms building in from the northwest. So as we head towards about that 4 or 5 o'clock time frame, I have to back this up here a little bit. There we go. So by about 4 o'clock, I think we'll start to see some thunderstorm activity towards the Rochester area, Highway 52 corridor. But if you are closer to the Albert Lee area, probably about 1 to 2 a.m. Austin, probably a little bit after that. So by about 5, 6 a.m., looking at some stormy conditions here in the Med City. As we move throughout the morning, we'll continue on with these isolated scattered showers and thunderstorms. And again, possibility there for some of those strong thunderstorms to be possible in our area. But once we hit about 9 o'clock or so, most of these thunderstorms will be out of our area. We'll really just kind of see them lingering towards the southern edge, western edge here of eastern edge of our viewing area. And then after that, we're pretty much dry and quiet all through the rest of Friday into Friday evening, and then looking at that heat really to build in heading into Saturday and Sunday. So keep an eye on the forecast here for tomorrow morning. If you have, maybe if you're up bright and early, you'll likely notice those thunderstorms going on as you're starting to wake up, starting to head out the door. So plan accordingly for that morning commute. Make sure you have a couple ways to receive alerts and warnings. I'm not expecting any tornadic activity, but again, some strong winds, some hail may be possible with any of those overnight storms that do remain on the strong to severe side. So we're going to watch for that. This is a look at our storm prediction outlook, severe storm outlook for tomorrow. So some of our northern counties potentially getting clipped there with that. I do think the greatest threat for severe storms does stay just to our northwest. But again, as the storms continue to hold up here this evening, coming from the North Dakota area, South Dakota area, how that holds up here overnight, that will kind of be the big question. Will they fizzle out by the time they get here and we just have your garden variety showers and thunderstorms, or maybe there will be still some strength left to them? So we'll continue to watch that potential for our area as well. Report of no power in Kellogg. Okay, I brought my paper, but I didn't bring my pen. I will jot that down and I'll let the newsroom know so we can keep an eye on that as well. Thank you for that report. All right. So in terms of rainfall, in terms of totals, I think here for the next 24 hours, so this is not including our cell that we were expecting to see, or that we're currently watching along the riverside. This is going to be for the overnight. Hopefully this will load. If it decides to load, we'll find out. Well, I guess it doesn't want to load for me. Well, that's okay. There we go. All right. So here's a look at what that forecast may look like. I do think a lot of us could be looking at anywhere from maybe 2/10 of an inch upwards of 1/2 of an inch. We could also be looking at some isolated pockets there of more than 1/2 of an inch, maybe closer to about 3/4 of an inch of rainfall. So a lot of us could see maybe a good soaking of some rainfall overnight into early Friday. So we'll watch out for that. As we look at that forecast, next week becoming an active pattern once again. We will look to see a dry patch for the weekend, but then we have that heat and humidity. So not the greatest opportunity to be outside. If you are outside, try and stay cool, stay hydrated. I know a lot of folks may be heading to the water, whether it's the pool, the lake, the river, whatever it may be. Try and stay cool, stay hydrated. Don't forget that sunscreen, of course. But if you're just kind of out in the yard, doing some yard work, doing some things outside, try and limit that time outside. And if you are out, kind of take some breaks in shade, step inside for a little bit here and there. But just make sure you're staying cool, trying to stay hydrated. Next week then, looking at several chances for some shower and thunderstorm activity. We'll be keeping an eye on that active pattern for next week. June typically is our wettest month out of the summer season, so not surprising to see these frequent rain chances, but be nice to have just a few days, I'm sure, of some dry conditions. So hoping for that. A look ahead here to tomorrow, daytime wise, we'll start off with those showers and thunderstorms there for the morning, but again, after about 9-10 o'clock in the morning, we're done, we're dry. A lot of spots may still linger with a bit of cloud cover through the lunch hour, but then into the afternoon, evening hours looking to clear out a bit. Looking to see high temperatures tomorrow into the mid 80s, maybe some upper 80s here in the area, but the weekend then climbing into those 90s. So drying out for the second half of your Friday as we kick off the weekend. It will definitely be muggy. It will be very humid here for the area. And as we look into the weekend, we'll kind of dive here into our alerts. So we're going to be watching those heat-related headlines here for the weekend. Right now we are looking at Winnebago and Hancock counties in Iowa and Freeborn County in Minnesota for a heat advisory for tomorrow. So there are only 3 counties at this point in time under a heat advisory for Friday. So this will be in effect from Friday afternoon until Saturday afternoon. And for those 3 counties, heat index values anywhere from 95 to 105 during the afternoon peak heating time for tomorrow. Main concern will be Friday or Saturday and Sunday. So the National Weather Service out of the Twin Cities has issued a extreme heat warning for Goodhue and Steele County. So kind of on our north and western edges. That will be in effect from Saturday at noon until 9 o'clock on Sunday. The rest of our viewing area is under an extreme heat watch. So I'm expecting the National Weather Service in La Crosse and the National Weather Service in Des Moines to upgrade that watch here late tonight or early tomorrow morning. So you will likely be heading to bed with that extreme heat watch and waking up with an additional alert for your county. Could be looking at these being upgraded to and more counties added to that extreme heat warning, or maybe a heat advisory. That's kind of the big question. But regardless of what those turn into, likely in effect from the midday on Saturday through Sunday evening. That's when we're going to see our greatest concern for that heat, that extreme heat for the area. Over the weekend, we're looking at heat index values from 100 to 110. So that's how hot conditions will feel. It's kind of like the opposite of wind chill, where that's how cold things feel. Heat index is how hot things feel. So expecting to see that watch upgraded late tonight or tomorrow from the National Weather Service. So we do have first alert days in place for Saturday and Sunday. In the Rochester area, we're looking at high temperatures into the low to mid 90s. That will kind of be the case across southern Minnesota, northern Iowa. We'll have some strong winds coming from the south, gusts upwards of 30 to 35 miles per hour at times both days, so that we really will have that big push to funnel in some of that hot air overhead. So we're looking to see dew points throughout Saturday and Sunday into the upper 60s, likely into the low 70s. So a very tropical, moist air mass overhead. So we'll have the heat, we'll have the humidity, and that means those heat index values anywhere from 100 to 110 during the daytime hours. And some of our spots that maybe don't quite get as hot, you might see heat index values around 95 to 100. But first alert days in place for Saturday and Sunday. So again, just try and use some extra caution here this weekend. Make sure you're staying hydrated, trying to stay cool. If you are outside, try and take breaks in the cool. Get some cool breaks. Make sure you're staying hydrated. Probably sound like a broken record, but just want to make sure that everyone is staying safe out there this weekend. Our astronomical summer starts this weekend. So that is something we really will be in the thick of that summer weather here for the weekend. So I'm just gonna hop back on Facebook, see if there's any other updates. I'm guessing you're asking about the storm in Winona. Yes, we will take another look at the storm in Winona. We've got another quick update here while we are on this stream. I will have to button things up here in just a minute or so as we have our 10 o'clock broadcast coming soon. So we will get into that here in just a minute. Okay, so here is our severe thunderstorm warning right now. Just in the southeastmost corner of Wabasha County, mainly into Winona County. Looks like this thunderstorm is just heading into the Winona area. So this will be in effect until 10 o'clock tonight. So about another 20 minutes left on this one. And I would not be surprised to see it potentially getting extended. However, I have not looked at, okay, that hail core has shrunk quite a bit. The strongest of that hail core just south of Buffalo City, so right over Minneska. We'll get a read on that. I'd say probably quarter size. Okay, nickel size. Okay, that's good. Good. But yes, the severe thunderstorm going right over or heading into the Winona area. So the hail core not quite to the city of Winona yet, but if you are in Winona, just heads up, make sure you're inside in a safe spot. Kind of away from those doors and windows. Rolling Stone, probably looking at some small hail there. Minnesota City, you'll be looking at some small hail coming along your doorstep here pretty soon. If you have any friends or family along that Highway 61 corridor between Minneska and Minnesota City, probably experiencing some small hail here this evening. Let me check to see if the National Weather Service has said any updates. Okay, National Weather Service is saying that it looks like the storm is on the downward trend. Getting a little messy though. So definitely a storm that bears watching here into the 10 o'clock hour. That's just the hail core. We'll flip it back over to radar here. So thunderstorms rolling into the Winona area between Buffalo City and Winona. That hail core though is kind of back towards kind of the rear of this thunderstorm right now. So we'll continue to watch that. We'll get a, my mouse froze on me. No, I just had the wrong button. Okay, I'm gonna put a track on this. I'm just gonna find out how fast it's moving. Make sure, see if it's changed at all. Okay, so now it's moving southeast about 30 miles per hour. So we will get a quick storm track on this. Move southeast. Okay, so over the next hour here towards Homer, about 10 o'clock towards the top of the hour here. Pleasant Hill, about 10:15. Houston, maybe closer to about 10:30 now. Mountain Prairie, just a minute or two after 10:30. So Houston, Mountain Prairie, right around that 10:30 hour or 10:30 time frame. Pleasant Hill, about 10:15. Homer, about 9:58, about 10 o'clock. Winona, this is kind of moving through here as we speak. So there is a quick recap there of what we are looking at here. Okay, and then we'll just kind of button things up here and we'll talk about the 10-day, or excuse me, 7-day, because you'll get to see the 10-day at 10 o'clock on the broadcast. So I hope you tune in at 10 o'clock. Okay, here's your 7-day forecast, tracking those morning shower and thunderstorms, but again, pretty much done for by about 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, and then we're dry, hot and humid though the rest of the day, high temperatures into those mid to upper 80s. Then we look at 90s Saturday and Sunday, first alert days due to the dangerous heat. Then next week, a new round of some active weather for the area, several chances pretty much just about every day between Monday and Thursday, where we're looking at a chance for some showers and thunderstorms. And I think by next weekend, looking to dry out. So at least the weekends have been looking nice. This weekend, though, kind of 50-50, coin toss here, depending on if you like the heat or not. Hope everybody, though, has a great evening, great rest of your evening. Stay safe if you are along the Mississippi Riverside here this evening. Stay safe as you head out the door tomorrow morning for that early morning commute as thunderstorms rumble through the area. Please make sure you're staying safe, stay cool, stay hydrated here this weekend. I keep repeating it just because I care and I want you guys to be safe. So hope everyone has a great weekend, enjoying our first kind of real push of some summer heat. Enjoy it if you are liking the heat, but again, just kind of use some caution, play it safe, stay cool, stay hydrated, and then we're looking to see temperatures back into the 80s on Monday, 70s Tuesday, extending into the late week next week. We're watching for several shower and thunderstorm chances for the area. So a lot to keep an eye on here in the upcoming weekend. Do stay tuned to that update with those heat-related headlines. Again, expecting to see that watch upgraded at some point, whether it's late tonight or early tomorrow morning. So we'll continue to keep you updated on that. But again, first alert days for Saturday and Sunday. I hope everybody has a great evening and looking ahead to a great weekend. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for sticking with me here as I'm kind of navigating this new system. So have a good one, everybody. Good night.